Hey, I'm Imran, Siddiq, Web Squadron. Welcome back. If you're watching on YouTube, great to have you. If you're listening on podcasts, keep listening. We're here to help you, your clients, and your business obviously understand your business, marketing, branding, web design, and getting the most out of Elementor, the best page builder out there. Now, we're talking about pricing ladders here today, and you might be thinking that we're going to do a bit of climbing. No, we're not. We're not cleaning any windows whatsoever. A pricing ladder, if I give you the most simplest analogy that you will ever find out there, is imagine you go into a car showroom or you're looking for a magazine. You'll see a basic car, which might be $15,000. And then you might have a higher spec model, which might be $20,000. And then you'll have the sports version with all the rims and alloys and the works. You know, we're talking about everything here. That might be $30,000. And so I, as a consumer, when I walk into the shop, I'm allowed to make that choice over what I want. Of course, the salesperson's going to want me to go for the higher model. However, I have choice. I can either have the basic, 15,000, the mid, or the higher. By the way, you could have more than that. Your ladder doesn't have to be just 3 rungs as it is, 3 levels. You could have 4, 5, 6. The more you make it, the more variety you have. But then again, don't overcomplicate it and make your customer or client go, well, what exactly am I paying for here? And what exactly is the difference? And can you justify that £5,000 massive increase in pricing? Now, when it comes to web design, which is the market we work in, we do have a pricing ladder. So we will have your basic priced website, which might be 5 or 6 pages. It's not a shop website. There's no booking facility or anything like that. There's nothing you can purchase on. It's just a basic website. It could even be a 1-page website like a CV or a portfolio. There will be a price for that. Then you have the step up, which might be an e-commerce website, a shop, where people can go on and buy products. Now, that does break down into basic and complicated as well. Basic is where you can go in and just straight away purchase the item. You don't have to worry about too many options. Boom, 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 off you go. Or it might be a much more complicated shopping website with loads of different categories and a subcategory, lots of individual pages. You got to start thinking about your prices for that as well. And there might be different levels there within the mid-level. And then you have your highest spec, which might be loads of stuff, not just a basic website and a blog and a shop, but it might be appointment booking, house rentals. It might even be a directory website where people can pay you to be listed on your website, but you've got to then have the facility for them to log in and manage their directory listing. And then you've also got to make it secure, a lot more secure than you would normally, because there's lots more things at play. And then you're going to have basically a pricing ladder. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure if you're a painter or decorator and someone says, hey, I want one wall painted, you'll have a price for that compared to a room, compared to a whole house. And it's like when you do a garden, when you're landscaping, small garden, major gardening, we're talking now like flower show award-winning garden styles going on here. Or even if you're a solicitor, you'll have the basic cases like conveyancing, where you're helping someone purchase a house. 3 or 4 emails and a few documents signed, job done, as long as things go well. Or you might be working in a divorce case or a criminal law case or something that's going to go on and on and on. You'll have a pricing structure for that. Do you price as a whole or do you price per appointment? The danger with pricing as a whole, obviously, is that what if it takes 2 years before the criminal court case is closed? It probably wouldn't take 2 years, but what if it does? But you charged them the same price as, say, a case that took 1 month. Because you said, yeah, we do criminal court cases for $1,000. Well, a 2-year case took a lot more time than a 1-month case. Does that make sense? And we in pricing ladders have to start to think about our base price and what you get or what you will pay if you go for more features. Now, sometimes clients don't like that. A client will go, yeah, but a website is a website. And they sometimes fail to understand that, well, if you want a website that's got a shop built in, there's a lot more steps that you have to go through to build it. Like an appointment booking, like a directory website, or one that is all of these things combined into one. You have to think about this. But then you also have add-ons. So you might have your ladder with what your website is. But then you might have an add-on like, what about your site engine optimization? What about your page speed? Do you now need to have additional things built into it that doesn't take you to the next level in the pricing ladder, but it is something a bit more than what you would normally get with a basic website? And again, like I said, some people don't like that. A website is a website. Why do I have to pay XYZ for it? My friend got a website built for $50. And you go, yeah, really super basic, and it's actually quite ugly, and it doesn't have any of the features we do. Yeah, but a website is a website. What I do is I spin the conversation around. So if my client is a solicitor, or a pharmacist, or a doctor, or they own a small business or whatever, I spin it around. And you have to be very quick to do this, okay? Because you might be in a phone call or a video call or face-to-face with someone. Say to them, what would they do if in this situation someone came to them and said, I want an appointment to discuss my relationship with my wife? Are they going to do it for free, or are they going to charge you for the hour? Then say to them, right, now I want to go down divorce proceedings. By the way, I'm not going through a divorce. I don't even know why I picked it, but it's an easy one to go through. Are they going to still charge you the same price, or does the price change? Because now there's more time and commitment involved. Most likely it will change. What if I then call the lawyer up out the blue? Oh, I just want a quick 5-minute phone call. Will the lawyer happily sit there on a 5-minute phone call, or will they say, you got to make an appointment and you got to pay for that appointment? What if I buy a car and I want the basic car, and then I want a sunroof? I don't want the mid-level that already has the sunroof, the alloys, the aircon, the special stereo, the spoiler, whatever. I don't want that, okay? I just want the basic car, but I want the sunroof. Well, the dealer will probably be able to do that for me, but there will be a charge for it. They're not just going to cut a hole and stick a sunroof in there for you, are they? So your pricing ladder is you have your services or what you're going to deliver within there. Okay? So what is the product they're going to get per level? So you might have 3 levels, okay? This is what you're going to get. And in the ultimate product, you get loads of features, loads of stuff that you could pick and choose. You get loads of stuff, lots of options. But what you want to give to your customer and your client is you could have the basic, but if you want maybe 1, 2, or 3 things from here, certain things, you can have them, but you got to pay for it. So site engine optimization, page speed performance, things like that. Helping you with your Google rankings in terms of advice and stuff like that, supporting you, maintenance plans, all this extra stuff they could have. But if they want an appointment booking website, you can't have that as an add-on to the basic. You got to jump to that level. So make sure you define what is each product and service and what are the add-ons that you could flex or pick and choose what you use anytime you want. In fact, you don't even have to have them right now. You could have it 2 months down the line or next year, whenever you want. You might want to say to them, though, it's easier if we do it now, and here's the charge now. But if we do it later, there will be an increased charge. Why? I'm not trying to scam anyone here, but when you build stuff at the same time, it is easier than going back later. Let me explain. Let's say someone says, right, I got a garden and I want some decking. And I want some plants to go around it. And you go, okay, cool, we can do that. And then they say to you, but I also want a pond in the middle of the decking. Now, if you do the pond at the same time you build the decking, as you do it at the time, so you make it all and everything at the time, it is far easier than you doing it 2 years later, where now you got to go back and now you got to cut into it, dig into the ground, dig everything out, and then do it. Far more effort goes in the second time round. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to scam anyone here. I'm just trying to get across that sometimes you have to say to people, yeah, we can do it later, but the cost I've said to you now, let's say it's an extra $200 or pounds or whatever, it might be $300 or $350. And the client again might say, why does it cost more? Again, bring them back to an analogy. Hey, you got a garden, you got decking, you want a pond. Now is better, later is a lot more effort. I love my analogies. I'm sure you've noticed that, by the way, because analogies work, okay? Car dealer, shops, things like that. So with your pricing ladder, if you think very carefully about your ideal market and who you're trying to attract, you can start to price up your products in a very realistic way. Now, normally, the marketing tip everyone has is really you want them not to go for the basic, and you're not too bothered if they go for the ultimate. It'd be great if they did, but you really want them to go for the mid. You want to make the mid have enough features in there that they actually go for that. Why? Because it's greater income, and if they had gone for the ultimate, that's even better, but it's better than them just going for the basic. So you want to look at your products and make that mid-range product very, very enticing. You know, this is where you now do get the blog service, or you might have a few products that you can sell, or it might come with the site engine optimization already built into it at a discounted rate than if they had gone for the basic and got it separately. I don't know, you would work out the pricing for that however you want. But when you define your products and you know what your ideal client is, you got to price accordingly. So if you know your customers you regularly get are paying £10,000 per website, you will price accordingly. You're not going to have a basic website for $100, are you? If you are consistently getting $10,000, £10,000, whatever, for per website. But if you are at the lower range, whereby people generally in your area or the market you work in, they're not going to pay more than 50, 100 or 150 pounds or dollars per website, then you really need to stop and think about, well, okay, my basic probably is going to be about $75 to $100 pounds. My mid-range might be 200. My ultimate might be 400, 500, but they get tons and heaps of more stuff there. Think about your scaling of your pricing there, but also just think about who is your ideal market. Because I'll tell you what, if you start to advertise on your website or anywhere, hey, we build websites for from $1,000 or £1,000, and then someone comes along and goes, hey, I can only afford $100, and you're like, oh, okay, then yeah, we'll do it for you. You've completely undercut what your pricing strategy was. And when you get into that mindset where you will happily build a website for 1/10 of what you said you would do, the minute you do that, the minute you drop your prices, you are setting yourself up basically for always undercutting yourself. You're going to get into a mindset where you will always do that. So if you've decided my base price is X, don't go below X. Because when you go into a car dealer, or you go to buy a McDonald's meal, or you go to pick up a suit or whatever or something, unless they have said we are open to offers, or you know they are open to haggling, no one is going to give you that car for less than what you want. In fact, car dealers will have a minimum or maximum that they will allow as a discount. They always throw in a bit of a discount. They have a bit of leeway here and there, okay? But they will not go below that. But if you start to do that all the time, where you really undercut yourself, every time someone wants a cheaper website, you'll do it for cheap. And you have just undervalued your service. And then they'll want the ultimate package. And because you undercut your base package, you'll undercut your ultimate package. Well, now you're giving someone the ultimate package for the same cost as your basic, because you keep dropping your prices. And when you get yourself into that kind of mindset, you're basically racing to the bottom. You don't want to be racing to the bottom. Who cares what your competitors do or what other people are paying for? Believe in yourself and believe in your price. And if you have priced it right to what you know you can get, and you are getting that price, stay at it. Now, of course, if after like 10 months or a year or whatever, people aren't paying that price, you need to reevaluate your prices. So find out what is the sweet spot for your basic, your mid, and your high level product. Now, they're my tips. I hope they kind of sink in a little bit. And I know not everyone will agree with that, but if you have a pricing ladder, rather than just, yeah, we build websites for X, and then you're going to do a heap of work for the same price, you're setting yourself up for a lot of stress. So make sure you price it all up accordingly and have a well-structured pricing ladder. Hey, I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. And I'll keep seeing you, and you'll keep hearing me. Take care.